I want to tell you women.
Oh yeah, now I'm trying to tell you something now.
Wanna make sure you understand.
Have it on your mind, let them know.
You can have that no good husband of mine.
Yeah.
But please don't mess with my man.
Yeah.
And I mean that.
I mean it. That's Shirley Johnson, baby. Yeah, we gonna break it on down. That's the old school. You understand what I'm saying? You not your ancestors. You don't know nothing about that. You understand what I'm saying? That's past. That hot girl, summer girl, city girl miss, baby. That's after you done got him, snagged him. He done put a ring on and he don't know how to act. Okay, well, I tell you what, babe. I got papers on that dog, but I done let him roam free. Okay. Moving on. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the new subscribers. Thank you guys for listening. At the time that I recorded this video, I had 44 subscribers. Shout out Obama. Number 44. 45 is played out already, baby. He got a lot going on. We talked about Mueller. We talked about the congressional hearing where he sat. And he did testify that Trump did do some offenses that were obstructing justice. And he did also admit, Mueller also admitted that Trump was basically not being indicted because he is the sitting president. So, you know, it's a lot we're talking about tonight, dealing with the Democratic nominees. But first, I wanted to touch on some of the comments from my new subscribers from the videos that I did do. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out Tea Time. Glad you guys were able to comment. My girls on my group in Facebook, we always have these little conversations and we gossip. We don't always agree, but we always get in our good chuckle and our good little juice and our good sip of tea, don't we, girls? So they had some comments and things that they wanted me to talk about. And so we're going to talk about those things before we get into the Democratic nominees. And I want to thank you guys for subscribing, commenting, and liking my content. You know, I'm putting this out here for you guys, and we're going to get better as we grow. So, the last video that we talked about was being a baby mom when the man that you have a child by has a wife. And we used the show Love and Hip Hop Atlanta as a way to basically give an example of this. Now, this does happen in society. And I think quite often because a mother feels like she should be thought of as a wife since she became a mother of the child, whether it was like how with Jasmine, with Kirk, where she was cheating with Rasheeda's husband and ultimately came up with Kenan, or if it's with the case of Bambi and Scrappy, where Erica and Scrappy were engaged and had Imani first. They didn't work out, and then Scrappy married Bambi. And a couple of the girls were saying they felt like I was too hard on Erica and Jasmine. And my thing is, these ladies' problems are not with Bambi in the case of Erica or with Rasheeda in the case of Jasmine. Their problems are with the men. Just like you're saying a wife is supposed to get with her husband. Okay, well, in the case of Jasmine, the side chick should get with her sponsor or her man if she has a problem. From day one, Jasmine's whole goal has been to talk to Rasheeda, to sit down with Rasheeda. And one of my viewers did, I'm so happy I have people who commented. She definitely asked about polygamy, polyamorous relationships. And for those of us who don't know what that is, polyamorous relationships are when you are involved in one relationship that has multiple people in it, okay? So Jasmine was once in a polyamorous relationship with this guy and another girl. It didn't work out for her. And I have always told people, which is why I started doing these blogs about love and hip hop, I felt Jasmine is reaching out to Rasheeda in hopes of snagging a polygamous relationship where she can ultimately become Kirk's second wife. Now that's what I think. And what Rasheeda is saying is, okay, this is what's out here. And this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a whole generation of people who feel like it's absolutely fine to sleep with people's husbands. So if Rasheeda wants to keep her husband, who are we to tell her to quit him? That's what I'm saying. It's not my job to do that. My job is to take care of the man I'm dealing with. So Jasmine dealt with the situation with the man she was dealing with the way she saw fit. So what's the purpose of us acting like Rasheeda owes her to be like, good job, girl, we both gonna quit him? I don't understand where people are coming from with that. I feel like that's something that's ultimately dealing with the fact that they want Rasheeda to let Kirk go so we can ultimately have another situation with Stevie J, Jocelyn, and Mimi where you have him bouncing between two women on the show. And Rasheeda as a wife doesn't want to deal with that. And I don't blame her. And if they're happy, let them be happy. That's their business. Same with Layla and Antoine. They say that they basically have gotten back together. Let them get back together. That's their business. Okay, tea time, my girls. I want to talk about it. All my subscribers, if you're interested in the conversation, join it. If you're here for the politics, it's on its way as soon as I address these comments. And for my people who are talking about sponsorship, now you see what I'm saying about the reality TV and the entertainment portions. It's in the news even. You know, you have to just go ahead and give the people what they want. So the fact is, no one has to agree with anyone's actions. No one has to agree with their actions. No one has to agree with Rasheeda, Jasmine, Erica, or Bambi. They've put their life on TV. So it doesn't matter if we have a wave of people agreeing with one person or another. I'm just saying, what difference does it make when every woman is out there getting it for herself? There's no difference. And I will say I think Rasheeda let Kirk back too easy. Kirk would have saw me with, with 3 dates. I would have had 3 dates on Kirk with his 3 earrings and his 3 women on 2 different episodes. Yes, it's that kind of show. Okay? Kirk was out there. He had a threesome with 2 girls in 1 episode. And this is the episode where Bambi was in the hot tub that we were talking about from the last content that I uploaded. Bambi was single and she was not in the scenes with the women in the bed and Kirk and stuff. And she did actually apologize to Rasheeda for being there at all. She said that she did not know. And she was dating someone who was there and they left. Okay? So let's clear that up for everybody who doesn't watch the show. But with that being established, then here comes Jasmine with a baby. So Kirk would have gotten those divorce papers like Nene Leakes did Greg. Shout out to Nene and Greg on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Love you guys. But honestly, I would have done them the same way. I would have gotten my divorce and I would have moved on. And if you were still willing to come back, then you come back if you're willing to deal with a new me. But if not, we can move on to new people. Because that's how I was with my husband. I just was like, he won't sign the papers. But I was just like, I feel like I'm old. He was the first guy I ever had sex with. I married him and he was just out here cheating. And I told him, I feel like I owe myself to date and see if there's better out there. And if I'm able to come back to this and really feel secure in it, then I will. And he couldn't deal with that. So moving on, you know what I'm saying? I'd have been like, psh, but hey, everybody do what they want to do, Anyway, there are at least 15 at the airing of this video. There may be more people vying for the Democratic ticket for president of the United States. Obama likens it to a circular firing squad. Now, if you don't know what that is, if you watched old westerns, and there's this movie where Angelina Jolie is this assassin training this guy, at the end. Common's in it. And they're standing in the circle. She fires a bullet. It goes in a circle and kills everybody. That's like a circular firing squad. However, in old movies, each man would have a gun. They're all probably in a vendetta. In some kind of way, in a circle, all the men end up killing each other. And it's because of some secret, some vendetta, some grudge that's going on at that moment in the movie that has climaxed to that point. And I think what Obama is basically saying about that is he's saying that each one of these Democratic nominees have people who are willing to support them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to run. So people can become so disheartened if their guy loses that the Democrat voter doesn't come out again. The black vote was the lowest ever in 20 years. So that means that after 8 years under Obama, black people were so depressed that they didn't even go out and vote. You know, you guys weren't your ancestors. You were ready to catch those hands. And now you don't even want to be called black anymore or African American. You want to be called Indian. And they don't even have their own land. I mean, black people vote. Okay, you're American. Okay? All right? Just get out there, get to the polls, and vote. So I didn't worry about naming all 15 of these people because the top 4 are Joe Biden, the former Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, Senator from California, Bernie Sanders, who is an independent, and we remember Bernie from the Democratic primaries with Hillary Clinton, where Clinton snagged the ticket for the Democratic nomination to vie for president in 2016, where she won the popular vote. However, the Electoral College was given to Trump. And this is why I feel like it's time to abolish the Electoral College. I do. Why give people a super vote to keep political and business people from being able to intermingle, exchange information, and make deals if that's exactly what you end up doing, okay? Now, one thing I do want to point out from Mueller is that he did say that Russia has been infiltrating the political system in America for 70 years. He was born in 1944, if I'm not mistaken. He's about 74 years old. I could be wrong. My math, But with that being established, it's basically saying where Mueller, basically since he was old enough to remember, has found out since he has been in the political justice system, he is basically saying that Russia has been infiltrating it for 70 years, which leads me to believe that the Democratic National Committee is also infiltrated by the Russians, not just the Republican Party. Okay, so I believe that Hillary got thrown under the bus in 2016 once Bernie, who has this socialist, communist view about Medicare for all, which is also being adopted by the biggest contender, Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts, Democratic senator. She's coming out like a rocket right now, you guys. She definitely is. Her biggest base are those people who supported Bernie in 2016. So they're coming through now for Elizabeth Warren. And she supports Medicare for all, which basically is abolishing the private healthcare sector. You want to be careful with this. And this is what I mean about Russia infiltrating American values. You do not want to take from people the ability to buy their own insurance. Because if you do, what basically can happen is the rich can just float in. They'll have enough money to slip to the doctor there, get this, get that, take this person, do this, do that. Do you remember in the 80s when people's livers and such were coming up missing, and they were found in ice baths, and it became like this urban legend. Yeah. So that's why I don't believe in Medicare for all. I feel like you should have Medicare for need. And when you become able to pay for your medical care, you put into the system for all and yourself by paying your own insurance. That way doctors aren't taxed with everybody running in with every cough and every cranny. Medicare has a way that they level it out. Insurance has a way that it levels out. If you leave it on one system, that's going to leave so many gaps for the wealthy and leave us that don't have it all to do without. We have enough of that, okay? Everybody make sure they get out and vote. Get into it. So, I want you guys to make sure you share your thoughts on this information. Like, comment, subscribe. According to CNN, the Detroit debate was a better showing of strength for former Vice President Biden than the first debate. Okay, the second Detroit debate, Biden received some criticism in the first one for his voting record on busing. And if you don't know what busing is, it's basically where they take inner city youth who may be in schools that are not teaching, and they take them and bus them to school systems that are teaching. Okay? And so basically, he was against it, and I am too. I feel like you should make the school system better where it is. Other than that, you're leaving so many kids behind to not have what they need. He was also attacked on his avoidance of tax dollars for abortions. I don't believe tax dollars should be for abortions either. However, there has been this Hyde Amendment which allows for federal dollars to be used for abortions in cases of rape or incest, things of that nature, okay? He voted for the Iraq War. Everybody did after 9/11, okay? And the 1994 crime bill, he caught the biggest flack for those things. And I feel like this is what Obama means when it comes to the circular firing squad. He's basically saying that they're going to throw so much dirt trying to knock each other out of the competition that no one will have any security on anyone. Just like no one wanted to vote for Hillary or Trump. And that's how you had all of these people come out for Trump who are so racist and really just flying around this country terrorizing us. We need the government to do something about this. It is the responsibility of those in power to protect those who live paying their taxes, going to work every day without the Secret Service, without the personal bodyguards that come with being senators and things of that nature. We need you to do your job. No matter who wins, Republican or Democrat, independent or whomever, do your job. So, okay, basically, CNN's David Axelrod is saying that Warren's campaign, however, is absolutely brilliant. And we really don't hear anything that's going to knock Elizabeth Warren right now, except the Medicare for all, which the country's pretty much in love with because half of them loved Bernie Sanders. So, Warren and Sanders both plan to abolish private insurance. And the killer line for Warren is, why run for president to tell us what we really should do and fight for? We really shouldn't do and fight for. I messed it up. I'm going to say that again. Why run for president to tell us what we really shouldn't do or fight for? Okay? So if you're going to run for president, you do what we say do. I love that. She's got my vote. Okay? I'm loving that. Absolutely. Your job is not to tell us no. Your job is to say, let's vote. Let's put it to the Congress. Let's bring it to the Senate. Let's put it on my desk for me to sign. Boom. So Politico offers a 2020 candidate comprehensive guide of the issues. For us here at Civil Disobedience's channel. We are Civil Disobedience, baby. All of us together. We're working to not just knock the system, but to knock on the system and say, hey, I have to disagree with you respectfully, and don't make me have to vote you out of office. So, the biggest issues are private prisons and the death penalty, election security, cyber security. So new laws would basically make it where collusion, which is really not a crime, you can't look for it, would possibly be a crime. And treason by cooperating with a foreign country on electronic information would be a crime. Because it's not right now, right? Minimum wage, upping the minimum wage, cost of college and teachers' pay, the electoral college, abolish the electoral college. Everybody have one vote, one voice. Environment, fossil fuels versus renewable energy. So we have local politics coming up in our next one this Thursday on my Facebook page. I will be going live. All right, now we're going to talk about the city council meeting along with everybody and their mama running for local office. Okay? And I want you guys to definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tune in to your girl, and just thank you so much. Mwah. Peace.